the first time that, as an adult, that I remember um, was when I was called a cripple, and it was, I was walking down the street with my mother down Queen Street, and a car drove by, and someone rolled down the window and called out "cripple," and drove off. And it was the first time it was said to me, like in my face, and they just drove off. I couldn't do anything about it, and it sort of made me feel a little bit surprised, because you would think as an adult someone wouldn't say stuff like that. Not even kids sometimes say that. And I've been bullied before, but never something that outrageous. Yeah.
I mean, the reason this whole series started is I was talking about the first time I was called a Packy, and how it gave me like this visceral I was 6 or whatever, but I remember still what that felt like. That feeling you get inside. Can you describe that to me, how you felt?
Well, I'm sort of used to some form of discrimination, because kids can be mean, but it made me sick, because with my life experience and my situation, I know that that very person that called me that, it can easily happen to them, where can get in a car accident or something happen to you that can shake you from your foundation, and then like, it's just something that I think everyone can go through, and that it's something that I wish people would realize, that it's not just something that you can visually see on a person, because it's frustrating.
That word itself, though, what does that say to you, that word?
The word cripple, to me it says something that it's just misunderstanding. I think people don't understand that it can be hurtful. I mean, I guess it's hard to be in that, if you're not in that situation, to understand the meaning of that word, but it hurts, it hurts. And cripple, it's a word that always sort of upsets me. Like, it just makes me almost feel less of a person when they use that word.
What do you want to say to, I guess, parents of kids out there about words, and how words make a difference? Even when for you it's as an adult, but even for kids, like, what do you want to say to people who are, I guess, raising our next generation with words, specifically with words?
Well, me being, I'm an immigrant too. My parents, have accents, so I guess we've always sort of known that discrimination's out there. Even my parents have faced it themselves. Probably because of their accent. But I don't think parents, either they don't know, or it's not something I think a parent can really, they can try to instill those kind of ideas, but it's, I don't think sometimes kids can listen to their parents. It's not, I don't think they, but I mean, as a child, I have been discriminated against, but as kids don't understand, right? They see someone different, walking differently, that's different to me, because it's because they don't understand. And ultimately, I think it's they fear what they don't understand. So the easiest way to cope with that is they make fun of it, right? Which isn't the right way of doing things, but that's what, people do.
What do you want to say to people out there who might not understand what that word means to people?
I wouldn't use it. If you don't understand what the word means, or that have an idea it might be hurtful, why use it? I know the person that drove by was trying to be hurtful, because the way that they said it, and the tone, and they were driving, so no one can stop them and say, why did you say that? So, I don't think they cared what it meant or how it would affect me. Yeah.
How did your mom react?
She was mad, and she wanted to do something, and I was like, it's too late, what can you do? Let's hope, not hope, because was going to say karma. Let's just hope karma, or he'll, something will happen, or he'll understand, or
figure it out.
Something will touch his life to make him see, oh, maybe I didn't say the right thing.
What do you want people to take away from that horrible experience you went through?
I'll like them to take away that words can be hurtful, and being in my situation is it's not exclusive to me. Anyone can get, just use the word disabled. If it's illness or an accident, I think everyone, gets old and can fall victim to, a body that, isn't as strong as everyone else's, let's say, that can happen to anyone.
Do you find in your daily life that people treat you different?
Yes, I do get assistance in the mornings, during the day, and I've had workers that come in and they think that I'm not smart, or my disability affects more than just my body. And the way that I countered that is I put my educational merits on the wall, so that you walk into my apartment and okay, well, my body's not strong, or it needs help, but that don't misuse or misinterpret my disability for being an excuse to be how would you say it, not so that stereotype, not to stereotype me, right? That if you have a physical disability, you might not have the intelligence, which is a fair assumption to make, because not all disabilities are visual, and it's both sides of the coin too, right? Don't assume based on what someone appears like, because you don't know them. So yeah, but that's how I countered it. But yeah, I do face it daily. So.
Is it outside of home too that you face it, like school or grocery shop?
Well, in school, I've experienced institutional sort of discrimination, but I wouldn't say it was. I can't say the whole institution. I find being different, you need to be a little more stubborn. You have to go and get things for yourself, because I've been told by people while I was doing my education that, oh, if you have a physical disability, you can't do it. And I went higher up and talked to the coordinators. They're like, no, you'll do fine. If you have a passion, you'll do fine. And I did, so.